So, I've been a fan of Cyberpunk and genres like that. I was a Shadowrun player for quite a long time, since I was like 12 or 13. So, I've been into the whole dark future genre for a long time. Uh, so, 8 years ago or so when I heard Cyberpunk was coming out, I was really excited for that. And unfortunately, the launch has been pretty messed up. Not the worst launch I've ever seen for a game, but not great either. So I just kind of wanted to talk to you all about some ups and downs, like 5 ups, 5 downs about the game. I don't think it's a lost cause. I've still been playing it. You know, it's buggy for sure, but I've been having a pretty decent time. And some of the really cool things about it are there's a lot of different potential for builds within the game. So, like in the Shadowrun RPG that I played for tabletop, you could build just about whatever character you wanted on that. Granted, in Shadowrun, there's magic as well as cyberware and like fantasy creatures and stuff like that too. And that's kind of why back in the day I chose Shadowrun over Cyberpunk, just because it has everything Cyberpunk has plus a little bit more. Um, but yeah, in the game you can make a netrunner, which is like a hacker. Um, you can do all kinds of crazy stuff with them, like you can shut people's cyberware off. Like you can reboot their eyes so they can't see anything, or you can like interact with cameras to distract enemies, or do hacks on people, causing them to short out. All kinds of different cool stuff. I don't know a ton about the net runners yet, just because I usually stick to guns or swords and melee weapons in games like this. That's my personal favorite. But I do want to try them more later and figure out what's going on there. You can also go with like a stealthy approach if you want to be a ninja and sneak up behind people and snap their necks. Totally do that. Uh, Obviously, there's gunplay. When the game first launched, I didn't think the gunplay was good at all. It actually felt really bad. So I just ended up picking up a baseball bat and started swinging that at people, and that worked pretty good. And the kind of thunking noise it makes when you hit somebody, that's pretty cool. I enjoyed that. Um, though they have been rolling out quite a few patches for the game here lately, and it does feel like things are getting better. I'm playing on base model PlayStation, which when I first put in the game, I didn't think it was going to be great at all, just because I know that the PlayStation's getting older, and but when I fired it up, I was surprised at just how bad it actually looked, and the gunplay felt really pretty clunky and horrible. So, but after they've rolled out some patches, that's feeling much better. And at times, I'm like, they have fixed the graphics quite a lot, and I'm like, wow, this game can really be pretty sometimes. Uh, but the cool thing about the different guns is now that the gunplay does feel better, the different guns do feel different. Like um, the pistols are fast and responsive, and you can lean out around cover and stuff like that, kind of like do some John Wick stuff. So that's kind of cool. Um, the rifles, like especially the heavy anti-material rifles, like the big 50 cal sniper rifles and stuff like that, are really cool because you can like shoot through cover. And if you know where a guy's at, I've hit guys through like cement walls and nailed them in the head with the anti-material rifle and killed them. So I was like, that's awesome. You don't see that in very many games, unless it's like maybe Call of Duty or something like that. But I don't really play those. The shotguns are cool too. So you can like run up on somebody and hit them in the legs, and it'll actually rip them off from the knee and below, and then they're just like flailing around, so you can execute them pretty easily like that. I was like, damn, okay, shotguns are cool. Um, And the as far as melee weapons, they all virtually feel the same. The biggest difference there is between like blunt weapons, like hammers and crowbars, and they got like a samurai kanebo that you can find, which is really cool. And then they have for blades, they got the usual the knives, all kinds of different knives. They got kukri, uh, and you can get katanas and stuff like that too. Um, I mean, obviously the katanas look pretty cool when you can slice people up, but yeah, melee all feels virtually the same. So I thought that was a little bit disappointing. Um, but it's still cool in its own way if you're into melee, which I am, obviously. Uh, like another thing that's I've found that's really great about the game is the game does feel big. The world feels alive. It feels large. It does feel detailed and alive. Um, the NPC AI is not always fantastic, and pre-patch, the NPC driving was abysmal. I had my car parked on the side of the road, and it was a cutscene, well, a conversation I was having with one of the main NPCs, and a garbage truck just drives into my car, and you can see it in the background while I'm having this important conversation. And this dump truck is just ramming my car into the wall, and it's making all this noise, and sparks and flames are going everywhere, and I'm like, really, this is kind of an important moment in the storyline that's being totally destroyed by the stupid garbage truck. It's like, why? I was kind of thinking that it should just kind of pause the background. I know there's other games that do that, especially single player games, but this doesn't really do that. Though I will say, bugs aside, the story is actually pretty good. There's been a lot of like Shadowrun and Cyberpunk like spin-offs, I want to say, uh, in the genre that just had really super basic stories and left a lot to be desired. But this story is actually pretty interesting, and I'm not gonna give any spoilers or anything, but um, you do get to spend a lot of time hanging out with Keanu Reeves, basically. So that's pretty cool. And at one point, depending on the choices you make, he feels like he's your buddy. So that's pretty awesome. Though, as I said, there are a lot of downsides. There's a lot of drama going on about the game right now. The launch was really underwhelming. Um, like Fallout 76 fans are now like memeing on Cyberpunk. Oh, there's now a new worst launch, worse than ours. And I was kind of on that. I was part of the Fallout 76 crowd too when that game dropped, and was super disappointed there too. But I do feel like the the bad launch is kind of being overhyped for Cyberpunk. It's not as bad as everybody's making it out to be, I don't think. There's like lawsuits and class action lawsuits and stuff going down in I think Poland for false advertising and for like hiding what the game was on now last gen consoles. And I can definitely understand some frustration and stuff with that. But at the same time, it's like they're like working furiously to fix the game. I think I've gotten 3 patches since launch, and each patch has like substantially improved the game, at least for me. I'm not sure how it is for everybody, but considering my expectations were pretty low for the PlayStation anyways. I'm pleased with what's been happening as far as the updates go, and CD Projekt Red has done right by their customers in the past. Um, The Witcher 3 has won all this praise and is like big daddy of the gaming industry right now, and it's just uh, and I guess everybody forgets that The Witcher 3 had a really bad launch too. So sitting here and looking at their track history, I'm just like, this is going to be rectified. Everything's going to be fixed. just hang in there. CD Projekt Red takes care of its customers. So, um, but I've been playing the game. I've been having a good time. I've tried out the different life paths, um, and they're all fairly similar for the most part. There are little